With me now in studio is Davidi Hermelin. He is a member of the Likud Party Central Committee. Sir, thank you so much for being with us here in studio. Your thoughts on this government? It's large, the biggest in the country's history, has a lot of severe issues to address immediately. Unemployment, the coronavirus impact, the lack of tourism now because of it to Israel, the economy, and also questions of annexation. What are your thoughts on how effective this government that's being sworn in can be?
First of all, the second biggest government in the history of the country.
There's never been a government with 36 ministers.
If I'm not mistaken, that the government of Prime Minister Sharon for a while was with 37 ministers. We can double check it, but anyway, this is outrageous. I think that the unheard behavior of Mr. Gantz when he actually politically blackmailed so many ministers on behalf of Kahol Lavan, Blue and White Party, while he's coming from such a small fraction. And because Prime Minister Netanyahu didn't want to take us again to suffer fourth election campaign, he used this weakness of us and our responsibility to the country to blackmail so many
The other alternative,
ministers.
though, is a fourth election. Do you think that this was the right choice for Netanyahu and for Likud to accept
It was the right choice for Israel, and this is maybe the difference. And this is why, this is our political weakness, because we put Israel first, really, for real, not just as, expression in the campaign. And Mr. Gantz used that to blackmail so many nominations of ministers. I think that this is outrageous, and I would say that the Israeli public should not forget it for the next time. He could say, I will nominate for my political bloc, lower number of ministers, but in the coalition system, we will say that I can have a veto right if I have something.
It's too big, the government.
Yes, this is too big, but we should remember that this is fault of one person, or the responsibility of one person, Mr. Gantz. And this should be remembered, because people make him sometimes the hero, that he sacrificed his political career to avoid elections. This is not true. If we would go to new elections, he would lose, and he saved himself. And the price that we paid to save the country was that we gave him unwillingly so many ministers around the table of the government.
Do you think now that the government is about to be sworn in, come this summer, aside from Corona and Corona-related topics, the first issue that's written in the agreement that can be addressed specifically will be annexation? Do you think it will happen come July? How much of a window of opportunity is there?
First of all, it's important to put a finger on that, and please forgive me, this is not annexation. This is declaration of sovereignty. You can declare annexation of some territories which are not yours, but you declare your sovereignty on your homeland.
So will it happen in July?
Yeah, I hope so. It's I would be happy if it would be the entire territories of Judea and Samaria, mistakenly known as the West Bank amongst some people. But this is Judea and Samaria. And just last week or 2 weeks ago, we mentioned the 100th anniversary of San Remo summit. And during this summit, the international community gave to the Jewish people exclusive and holistic right for our homeland, including Judea and Samaria. So we will not declare annexation. We will declare our sovereignty, which we have the right to do so.
We're going for a break. Davidi, thank you so much for your analysis and an acknowledgement from my producer. You are correct. For a period of time in Ariel Sharon's term, the government expanded to 37 ministers, which was the biggest in that section. Good job.
At my age, I remember.
We'll be right back.